Hello there, welcome to the channel. I am Rex Nebula and today we are about to cover a very serious topic. A VTuber agency called OWOZU is screwing over its talents as we speak, right now. Initially I started off making this video as this 3-minute section in a 10-minute video or so. But as I researched OWOZU, I realized that this wasn't just drama, this was a literal crime scene. This makes Niji-Sanji's mismanagement of Selen look like something a child would do. This is way worse than that. Remember the Mikeneku Mafu situation? This OWOZU situation is basically on the same level of bad. This is Wakter levels incompetence, of mismanagement, of scumminess. OWOZU is a really large VTuber agency that caters to the Spanish VTuber community. And they were considered the Spanish version of hololive, the vshojo equivalent in the Spanish community. OWOZU was a mixture of VTubers that they debuted originally as well as VTubers who were indies before. And OWOZU decided to screw all of its talents over, all of its VTubers over, simply because they were protesting against management. Almost overnight, OWOZU took away access of the VTubers' personal accounts, their emails, their discords, and every single platform. YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, every single platform they were streaming on were just stripped from them. Gone, zilch, nada. Just to remind you guys, OWOZU isn't just some small VTuber corporation. It's not just fan service, it's not just pandering. When people say that OWOZU was the Spanish hololive or the vshojo equivalent of the Spanish VTuber community, they are not joking. There are at least 2 talents within the OWOZU agency that have channels that have more than 1 million subscribers on YouTube. There are VTuber channels on Twitch that are 800k subscribers strong that belong to OWOZU. There are channels with 399k subscribers that belong to OWOZU. And the rest have around 80 to 100k in Twitch numbers, in Twitch followers, sorry. And all of that was taken from the talents. All of the talents' hard work was just gone because OWOZU, the VTuber agency, saw how their talents didn't like how they added a dramatuber into their VTuber lineup, and they decided to just cut everyone loose, just take away and rob them of their Twitch channels, of their YouTube channels. Everything started from this one tweet. We announced the addition of our new affiliate, Zero. Don't be depressed when you see it. Their networks are already on the web. His name is Zero. On the surface, there's nothing wrong. OWOZU is a VTuber agency. They're just debuting a new talent, a new VTuber called Zero. But the problem is who Zero is. Zero isn't just some random guy. Zero is actually a guy called the Drakeout. And Drakeout is a dramatuber, a YouTuber who works as a manager for OWOZU. And Drakeout was also a founder of OWOZU. He's one of the owners of this VTuber agency. So what's the problem? He's a manager and a founder of OWOZU, the VTuber agency he created. Surely, simply because he announced his own VTuber debut doesn't mean that should be a problem. Well, the problem is the girls don't like him because of his mismanagement. And this debut was the straw that broke the camel's back. After this debut, after Zero's debut, the girls, the VTubers in the OWOZU agency started protesting. So who is Drakeout? Drakeout is a dramatuber. He's a YouTuber with over 100k subscribers on YouTube. And Drakeout has defended someone who's been accused of being a pedophile before. This guy is Riglock, and he was accused of being a pedophile. A really large YouTuber. Now, Riglock's story has been covered by various Spanish-speaking YouTubers like Terry, spelled EXRRY, 400k subscribers. There's another guy who covered Riglock's situation called FC Design. So I won't talk about Riglock. Riglock is not important. What's important here is Drakeout. But you need to understand that Drakeout is not the only guilty party in this situation. He's not the only owner of OWOZU. There is a second owner of OWOZU. And the second owner of OWOZU's name is mismanaging. Now, this guy has said that he doesn't own the VTuber agency OWOZU. But we have proof that Misra actually does own OWOZU. Someone called Pepe managed to dig up official public documents regarding the company registration. According to Pepe, Misra has said that he is not the sole shareholder of OWOZU, while legal papers indicate that he is the sole shareholder based on the Chilean government. This information can be seen in the company constitution documents, which are publicly accessible. We have a Spanish speaker here explaining why OWOZU'S management was so terrible. Apparently, management at OWOZU encouraged competition between their talents. This wouldn't be bad per se, but the agency management encouraged a lot of infighting, jealousy, and paranoia that caused a lot of bad blood between the talents due to every one of them wanting to be better than the others. Moreover, if the talents had a beef with a higher up, they would receive bad corporate treatment and essentially lose all benefits the company gave them. There were a lot more, but I guess you get the general idea. All of those problems were because of the lead members of management at OWOZU and one of the agency's founders, Drakeout. Drakeout has a history of causing drama and fights between VTubers in order to achieve his own goals, but importantly, he has a desire to have complete control over everything. He has a list of banned VTubers that the agency talents couldn't collab with, nicknamed the blacklist, because according to him, they were problematic individuals. However, in reality, it was a list of all those VTubers who refused to work with him as their manager, or those who refused to join OWOZU when he invited them. According to an ex-talent, management forces their VTubers to keep being in character. When the VTuber in question refused because of their mental health problems, management contacted the talent's mom, saying the talent was lying about having mental issues and that the document she showed was falsified. The talent's mom scolded her, and according to the talent, her mom used that situation to dismiss all of her mental health issues as nonsense, and that it was all made up by her in order to gain attention, to get other people's sympathy. While the CEO has stated that this wouldn't be another whacker, he confirmed he will not dox the former talents. It is pretty much the same situation: evil management, a high up being a complete piece of shit, and talent exploitation, etc. Now, it may seem like a random Reddit post, but I will go through all the evidence as well as all the statements to the post made by the members and whistleblowers within the community, as well as staff who have tried to make their voices heard later on in the video. But the problem is, not too many people know about the situation outside of the Spanish-speaking VTuber community. The language barrier is just stopping this situation from spreading. No one in the EN sphere knows about this. So right now we know this guy, this VTuber Zero, has a man behind him called Drakeout. Drakeout is a scumbag who abuses his talents and mismanages them. As a result, when Drakeout decided he wanted to become one of the VTubers of his agency, all of the VTuber talents in OWOZU basically started protesting. And what they did was the talents went to the OWOZU Discord, they went to their accounts and turned their profiles black and white as a sign of protest. A Spanish YouTuber called Sir Akko managed to get a leaked photo of the OWOZU Discord showing the VTuber talents protesting by turning their profiles black and white. OWOZU'S management obviously didn't like it. Drakeout didn't like it because they started pushing out and blocking the VTubers belonging to OWOZU, as well as a lot of staff who were working for OWOZU from the Discord. Something is afoot, something is happening, and it's not good. A lot of fans within the OWOZU VTuber community found out about this leaked image, and they started questioning what's happening. Why are our talents so quiet? OWOZU, fearing public backlash, would put out a tweet. We understand a lot of fans are asking OWOZU for public details about the situation of its VTubers. However, at their request, it has been requested to maintain a private and direct communication individually. So OWOZU is claiming, basically, guys, that the VTubers themselves have asked this situation to be kept private, which is untrue. You will all find out why later. But right now, we continue to tweet. OWOZU accepted the creator's request in less than a period of 24 hours. Behavior contradictory to what was requested by the majority of our VTubers have been repeatedly, publicly, and notoriously seen. We're talking about the leaked Discord images here. We continue to have conversations with them, and we apologize to the public for the situation, and we will update you when the relevant deadline occurs. Sincerely, OWOZU. Obviously, this did not go well. The fans didn't believe it. The ex-VTubers of OWOZU didn't believe it. And even the VTubers who OWOZU claimed that they were protecting were coming out to bash it, to contradict this statement that OWOZU had put out. This is one of OWOZU's ex-VTubers. Her name is VT. I'm sorry for mispronouncing it. If I remember correctly, when she was in OWOZU, her name was Pandora, according to some of the rats. Gift would respond to OWOZU's tweet saying, Petition? What request? Attitude? What attitude? If they don't even seem to have control of the accounts for at least 24 hours, it is notorious and obvious that something very rare is happening here. This is basically an ex-VTuber belonging to OWOZU sounding the alarm. Gift would take the opportunity to explain about her time in OWOZU. For personal reasons, because getting tired of working completely alone with the editor, constantly being treated like stupid, they force you to believe that you have to compete instead of working together, and they also make you work with a guy who protected a pedophile. An alleged pedophile, but it's the same thing. But this tweet was not the straw that broke the camel's back. This tweet by one of OWOZU'S current talents at the time, this was the tweet that started the entire catastrophe. This VTuber's name is Raccoon, and she responded to her agency's tone-deaf PR tweet. This is what OWOZU'S VTuber Raccoon had to say about the situation. Don't be liars. He's referring to a VTuber agency here. The complaints of constant workplace mistreatment towards everyone was always presented as a group. Yet, you have insistently wanted to handle us individually when we complain. I repeat, our complaints were always as a group. Raccoon would say, they have given us no signs or intentions for convenient and relevant solutions beyond copy-pasting messages as if they were bots. Thank you very much for all the support to our beloved community and colleagues. By the girls of OWOZU. Raccoon would say, to her agency, to OWOZU. 1 is the problem, 2 is the coincidence, 3 raises doubt, but 9, we can't all be crazy. Just in case you don't understand, this is what it means. 1 person raising concern is a problem. 2 people raising concerns is a coincidence. 3 people raising concerns about OWOZU, our VTuber agency, raises doubt. But all 9 of us, all 9 VTubers of the OWOZU agency raising concerns about the agency itself? Yeah, we can't all be crazy. This is what she means. And this is what all of them mean. A Twitter user who clearly is a supporter of Raccoon because he has Raccoon in his name. This is clearly a fan of her. Has come out to support his Oshi by putting out this tweet. These are OWOZU'S dirtiest laundry. One of its content creators was silenced for talking about the bad things about the platform. There are many worse things that still cannot be said. I will keep you informed. This is Hiro Doge, the guy who blew the whistle in the tweet. Hiro Doge is an ex-talent of OWOZU, and this is what he has to say. Hiro Doge would say, when I asked about things, OWOZU didn't answer me. My VTuber agency never helped me with the content, and I practically had to come up with it myself. In terms of editing, it didn't last at all. In the live shows I did and the videos I sent, only 2 videos that were edited came out. OWOZU always saw us as replaceable people. The founder of OWOZU, Drakeout, was an incredible case. While I was asking questions about the content, how to do things, and the editors, Drakeout did not answer me and only spoke to Heto, one of the VTubers in OWOZU, ignoring me completely. I never had contact with Roldier, none. I don't know who Roldier is. The only time I had contact with him was to give him the idea of reviving Hiro Doge for April Fool's Day. Sometimes he didn't respond, and when he responded, he didn't tell me anything, just that if we were going to do it or not. Only the day before April Fool's Day did I get the idea of what to do, and I couldn't prepare anything together with Siri, another VTuber of OWOZU who was screwed over. We had to improvise everything with the basic idea that Roldier gave us. I told Roldier about it on December 4th. We could have planned more. They have no coordination at all, and the ideas you have must always be passed on to the higher-ups. And if they don't approve of your idea, it will be screwed up. You couldn't even collaborate with whoever you wanted. You had to limit yourself to a yes or a no. Some high command. Hiro Doge would end his commentary on OWOZU, his previous agency, by telling everyone to support the girls right now. Because he knew something was up, and he knew that OWOZU was about to screw them over. Hiro Doge would say, I simply tell you to support the girls in everything. This post will probably be deleted in a few minutes, but all the strength to them that I have met has been wonderful. Hiro Doge would also show an image of a Twitch chat where all the girls, all the VTubers belonging to the OWOZU agency were saying the same things, were spamming the same things that Raccoon was saying in her tweet. 1 is a problem, 2 is a coincidence, 3 raises doubt, but 9, we can't all be crazy. There are at least 6 VTubers here. Raccoon, Lesbel, Not, Tokyo VT, Erame VTuber, all of them were saying the same line in Twitch chat. 1 is a problem, 2 is a coincidence, 3 raises doubt, but 9 we can't all be crazy. Unfortunately, OWOZU wouldn't take too kindly to this situation. OWOZU didn't like getting called out by its own VTuber. OWOZU would decide to punish all of its VTubers by taking away their livelihood. All their emails, their Discords, their YouTube channels, their Twitch, their TikTok, everything would be taken away from all the VTubers that they owned. Everything. Fans of the OWOZU VTubers were sounding alarm. Dulpeak would say, OWOZU are trying to access Chessie and Karma's Discord accounts. Everyone, we need to massively report those Discord accounts. OWOZU wants to steal information from the girls. Another fan of the OWOZU VTubers, Fortuna, would say, series was already confiscated. Mods and the owner already kicked them out. There are beings that I don't know who they are. Things were getting worse. And even the talents themselves, the VTubers belonging to OWOZU, were speaking out. Before we continue, I want to show you all the past life accounts of all the VTubers who previously belonged to OWOZU. You can see Siri is Lesbel, Vanya is Yun Korosu, Karma was Nene Effie, Munabi was Harper Strikes VT, Peiko was Tokyo VT, Chessie was Keira Meh. Yeah, and that's about it. We will talk about Raccoon later. Remember how the VTuber agency was basically hijacking their emails, YouTube accounts, and Twitch, as well as Discord? And they were changing the passwords to lock their talents out of their own accounts? Well, technically, not all the talents were locked out. Right now, I can confirm that 2 talents were not locked out during the OWOZU purge. One of the talents was Raccoon, and the other was not. Girl. Yeah, this girl right here still has a Twitter account, not OWOZU. She's about to change her profile name as well, because she's an ex-OWOZU member at this point, after they pulled that stunt on her. This may be good news, but OWOZU still managed to lock out most of the talent's accounts, and Raccoon was concerned for her fellow VTuber. Raccoon would say, my friend and work partner, Kama VT, was hacked on her email and Discord, and now she can't log back in without her email. She wants to get back her Discord, proving you that she was the original owner of the account, like the phone number or older passwords, or delete it now to protect her private information. Because Raccoon still managed to change her passwords in time to save her access to a Twitter, to a Discord, to a Twitch, and her model, Raccoon is basically using her Twitter right now to help her friend. And she's adding Discord so they can realize what's happening and help her friend Karma. A lot of fans of the OWOZU VTubers would start adding Discord support so they could fix the situation. You can see here. You can see all the talents, all the fans just adding Discord support. And Discord replied. Discord would say, oh no, I'm very sorry for the inconvenience. Could you send us a message at this contact so that a member of the Spanish team can continue to assist you? Even Discord is getting involved to try to protect the talents. You know what was worse? The VTuber Karma had saved sensitive information such as bank accounts, personal information, documents, passwords from other social networks, a unique text password, and she linked her bank card to the Discord. This means the founders of OWOZU, who just recently screwed over their VTubers, have access to Karma's personal documents as well as their bank card and their text passwords and the passwords to various social media. Drakeout and the other founder could potentially use Karma's personal information for nefarious means. Raccoon would say, isn't what they are doing to us a crime? Aren't they violating our civil rights? This is just Raccoon telling everyone to mass report her friend Karma's Discord account. She told everyone it was urgent and that OWOZU wanted to invade their privacy and that the VTuber agency was violating their own clauses. Obviously, she already did that. And Discord already responded to her and they're fixing the situation. You can see people on the Discord telling everyone to mass report the Karma account. And this was Karma's Discord account that was stolen from her. She can't log in anymore. Only the founders of her VTuber agency gets to log in. And this account has access to her sensitive information and her passwords. She's screwed. I'm going to play the devil's advocate here. Honestly, you shouldn't put information, your personal information, into your company accounts no matter what happens. This was also a mistake on her part. She shouldn't have trusted her VTuber agency that much. Raccoon would thank her followers, and she would also confirm that the OWOZU did take away her Kick account, but she still had her Twitch account. This sucks for Raccoon because her birthday It's in February, and she's not happy, but she's trying to be positive. Raccoon is kind of worried that she might still lose everything, like access to all her accounts. So just in case, Raccoon is just showing everyone her alternative to the account. And this is RAKKUNVT, Raccoon's alternative to the account. Follow her if you must. Some kind souls on Twitter rallied to support the OWOZU'S VTubers. He was raising donation for them. You can see All Might smiling at everyone. So Belchi, and I'm sorry for butchering your name, So Belchi would say, during the months of February and March, any donation I receive in streams via PayPal will be distributed equally between Not and the rest of the girls affected by the OWOZU incident. This amount may not be enough to save their lives, but I think any help is good. On the other hand, many of them already have their own channels to receive monetary support, so it is preferable that you use their direct channels. But if you can't, I will be doing what I said during these 2 months. Thank you all. Again, these are all the OWOZU girls' past life accounts. Just have a look. There you go. You done looking? Let's continue. So you know the guy who's accepting donations via PayPal? Well, one of OWOZU'S VTubers, Raccoon, encountered some PayPal problems of her own. Raccoon would say, those from the Pink Agency, basically saying OWOZU right here, OWOZU are asking me for reimbursement of all my Ko-Fi donations that were directed towards the expenses of my operation and that of my kitten. So Ko-Fi is a donation website similar to Patreon, just in case you didn't know. They know perfectly well the vulnerable situation I find myself in, and this is the last straw. This is just one proof of many that these people are very, very evil and that they seek only to do harm. This is proof. This is proof that OWOZU is just so petty that they're trying to take away their talent's Ko-Fi donations. Look at this. $3,000 taken away, or about to be taken away. I can't really read the screen. Look at this. Look at this. Theft. Fans were advising Raccoon to try to send an email to PayPal to explain every detail of the situation so they can help. Unfortunately, Raccoon doesn't understand much about PayPal and she's still dealing with the situation. I think you've noticed that we are spending a lot of time on Raccoon, but that's because she's one of the only accounts that is still under the talent's control. The rest of the accounts are in their VTuber agency's control. The other talents don't have access to their Twitter, they don't have access to Discord, they don't have access to YouTube or their Twitch. So this is one of the only things we have. This is the second confirmed talent from OWOZU who managed to keep hold of her Twitter account. And we know that Not is still in control of her Twitter account because she retweeted Raccoon's tweet saying, "Don't be liars." And she says, "Don't worry, only I have access to this Twitter. For those who spoke to me worried, eventually, when I can, I'll change my name or something." And oh look, Not just changed the profile picture just as we were talking about her. It went from a profile picture of black hair to a profile picture of yellow hair, blonde hair. Not would say, "Hello guys, I almost couldn't sleep a wink. I'm very worried about my situation. That of my brand Not. If something happens, I would like you to follow me here on DivaVT. Thank you in advance for everything. It is very nice to feel supported by so many beautiful people." This is DivaVT, the Twitter profile she wants you to follow, as well as her Twitch. Not would say, "The support that is coming to me from the community, from artists, friends, and people who want to see well, gives me so much warmth. I feel so loved, and to think that they said that without them, we couldn't get ahead. From the bottom of my heart, thank you all. I'm tearing up." Not would also say, "I can't wait to get OWOZU out of my name. Unfortunately, I still have to wait. Best of luck to you, Not. The word is getting out about OWOZU's situation, and a lot of YouTubers and Twitter users alike are calling out the company. They're telling everyone what was happening, and a lot of YouTubers are making videos about this, at least from within the Spanish-speaking community. OWOZU clearly didn't like that people were calling them out, and they made the worst possible decision to try to handle the situation. OWOZU started copyright striking videos. This is Anatuki, and he made a YouTube video talking about the OWOZU situation in Spanish. Unfortunately, his video got copyright struck. His fans were not happy with the situation. They didn't like the fact that Anatuki's video was getting taken down. There were memes about the situation with people saying, "Who's going to burn down the offices?" See the thumbs down. Raccoon would also retweet the YouTuber's tweet complaining about the situation. Raccoon would taunt her ex-VTuber agency saying, "Scared, dear staff? How the mask falls off." In other words, what if everyone re-uploads the YouTube video to YouTube? Will they be able to go to the channel, all the channels, channel by channel, to put a copyright strike on all of them? Here's some advice. Do not put the logos of the pink agency because they are complaining about copyright. And Natuki would say, OWOZU was publicly silent, but behind the stage, they wanted to cover up the news. He would also say, not only were you part of this, you wanted to get out of the problem completely undefeated. You are in the same bag as all the other abusers. You can see right here, these are the screenshots that Natuki was providing. You can also see here that this is a copyright strike. And here the arrows are pointing towards why the video was copyright struck. And it says it was copyright striked because Natuki was using OWOZU'S logo. This isn't the first time that a VTuber agency has copyright striked a channel because someone used a logo or an image belonging to their company. Remember the falseyed and Khyo situation? Niji-sanji copyright striked the other videos because both of them were using images of VTubers in the thumbnail. I don't remember exactly what Niji-sanji copyright struck, but False and Khyo are probably going to cover the OWOZU situation anyway. They'll talk about this, definitely. Or maybe Depressed Nosagi will talk about it and he'll confirm what happened. Just before we continue, I just want to show you this tweet from Natuki showing that for some reason, he's accusing OWOZU of breaking friendships. Apparently, OWOZU abused and manipulated Natuki in the past, but I don't know the context for this situation. This could be a mistranslation. Anyway, this is a tweet. You can look it up yourself because I'm not sure about this one. Other Spanish-speaking YouTubers have talked about the situation at length as well. They're calling out OWOZU. And this guy, Belsi, he has changed the thumbnail of his YouTube live stream just in case he gets copyright strike. And you can see this is a 3-hour video, 3-hour live stream on YouTube, and it got 27,000 views. That is insane for a live stream. Another YouTuber called Kinetic TVE has also made a video about the OWOZU situation. It's right here. Done a live stream as well. Here it is. So that's the end of the OWOZU situation. Keep in mind, this happened within a span of a couple days, from January 28th till January 30th or 31st. So 3 to 4 days, give or take. This is obviously a messed up situation and no VTuber should have to go through this. This VTuber agency OWOZU is on the same level of scumminess as Wactor. I strongly encourage people who watch this video to just spread it around so more people can become aware of the situation, because as I've said previously, this situation is currently known only to the Spanish-speaking VTuber community. The people in the English-speaking VTuber community, which most of you watching this video are a part of, don't know about it yet. So spread the word. Before you go, I'm sure you're all wondering, what happened to the founders of OWOZU? The VTubers of OWOZU have to start from scratch. But what about the founders? Were they punished? Well, no, because it's only been 3 to 4 days since the incident happened. And this is the response from both founders, Drakeout and Misra. So what does Drakeout has to say for causing such a mess? For mismanaging talents, for abusing talents, for putting his VTubers through this horrible, horrible situation? Well, all of you are going to be really disappointed with Drakeout's response, because Drakeout doesn't believe he's done anything wrong. Neither does his co-founder, Misra, and they're basically gaslighting in these tweets. Just watch. This is what Drakeout has to say about the situation. Drakeout would say, well, they took advantage of the issue and called me a martyr with things that were not mine, and now suddenly I'm the cause of all the VTubers problems. Oh my god, this guy's a scumbag. That being said, I was already speaking yesterday, and I received some apologies because at no time did they want to blame me for the dead, and even less about random things. I understand it, but I still tell you that it will not affect me due to the fact that my social networks are out. I'm not alive. I guess he's not looking at them. I only used social networks to distract myself, and many times I disconnected for months on study topics. So I will remain calm and take the opportunity to finally stop looking at social networks so much, since I am actually a stranger. Time will show that nothing can reach me. And with the other issue, when I comply with the confidentiality and the rest of the agreements, everything will be known. And now, what's this guy saying? And now, I don't have and can't do anything about it. Yes, I'm no longer going to help the people to grow without getting paid. And then I'm told everything when I don't even make any money. New debut theme and return to the networks. I'm simply cancelling it. It had been scheduled for a while because I announced it a year ago. It can be seen on the account itself and in the YouTube video announcing it. For the rest of those who wrote to me, we are still in contact as always. It was a good talk yesterday with creators and it was entertaining, and for the rest, we just see each other. Drakeout, what are you on about? You screwed over your own VTuber talents. Is this all you have to say, that you can't do anything? You're hiding behind confidentiality agreements. What's this? Obviously, no one is taking this seriously and everyone knows what is happening. Rexus would say, it's too strange that you won't earn any money but you were under contract. This makes no sense. Besides, how about responding to Belsey, for example? And Belsey is basically the YouTuber who made a video about OWOZU. Another user would say, it's Nemu 2.0 referring to something I don't know, guys, I'm sorry. He says, it's Nemu 2.0 does whatever instead of accepting his responsibility. You are definitely a coward. And Drakeout is here responding, saying, the day I break up, I'll show you the conversations of all those who accused me of external issues. And if I have in text the opposite of what they say, otherwise I literally have confidentiality. Darth would say, time will prove me right. Osowu, you talk about the NDA, the same one that other relevant streamers know that it is totally authoritarian and it is completely violating labor rights. Go ahead. So we know Drakeout is not taking any responsibility. So what about the second co-founder, Misra? So this is what he had to say about the situation after screwing over his VTubers. Which, by the way, because of a random Twitter user called Pepe, we know that he owns the company. So this is Misra's pinned tweet. Misra would say, right now we are negotiating privately with the girls through their respective emails, and these responses have a delay since they require an analysis of all the contexts. Many require responses in extremely short times, but in these circumstances they are simply not possible when they choose the communication format by mail, through legal advisors, unilaterally, by many without requesting another means of contact. Fortunately for my part, I cannot do much more since I do not have the corresponding knowledge to carry out the situation myself. The only thing I can promise you at the moment is that this will not become a W in the face of leaking of the girls' personal data. It was never our intention to reach a point of that nature. I can't comment much more since that would imply breaking different confidentiality documents, which at least I am respecting. Have a good afternoon. This is obviously a bunch of nonsense. Misra is hiding behind the NDAs. He's not actually responding, he's just gaslighting. Another user wasn't buying it. He was saying, I don't have the flexibility to fix it, so I wash my hands and do nothing to fix my messes. Starts playing Pal World. Another user would say, and that of treating your employees the right way, of trying to fix the problems as soon as they arise. Don't lie, you don't care because you're more focused on LOL and getting Drakeout into your agency even though none of them want to. And Misra basically admits it. I would comment more, but I have an NDA, sorry. This is the guy who screwed over his VTubers, some of which have over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. There are at least 2 VTubers who have 1 million subscribers who used to be under his agency, who are suffering right now because they have to start over. User would respond, Misra's hypocrisy, saying, aha, genius, you left without an argument because you know I'm right and you decide to act deft. Aha, CEO of the year. Really pathetic. If you feel depressed after watching this video, I won't blame you, you can leave right now. I'm just going to go through some of the additional allegations that ex-OWOZU members are going to talk about, and they have talked about it. So this is Khyo, one of OWOZU'S VTubers. And Khyo is unique because he doesn't have one person behind the avatar, she has 2 people. So what happened is there used to be one person controlling the Khyo VTuber model, and then after that, after the first person was kicked out of the agency, the second person was brought on to be the voice actor for Khyo. Now this was an unusual arrangement. Obviously it had its problems. Now we're going to listen to the first voice actor for Khyo and what she has to say regarding OWOZU and all the scummy practices she experiences while she worked for OWOZU as a fan of one of the founders. There have been a lot of controversies that has happened to OWOZU over the years. What you're about to hear is just one of them. This is Merchi, and she was the previous voice actor for Khyo, the first one. This was what Merchi had to say. Merchi complained about how the founders were criticizing her content, and by the way, Merchi was actually one of the co-founders, but they kicked her out. This is not in the tweet. So, the people at OWOZU criticized Merchi's content so much, little by little, that she lost confidence in it. Several works that she did love were crossed out as videos that no one would like, and they were not uploaded. Now the sentimental part. When Merchie expressed how uncomfortable she felt when working with him, Drakeout I mean. Drakeout made a drama saying that everyone hated him and he didn't want me to hate him. I felt empathy and told him I loved him and we should try to get along. When I met him, he knew I was a big fan of his, so he made me do some things like stab someone, not literally. Now, my problem with Misra. He never really did anything to me, but he allowed Drakeout's strange behavior towards me. I asked him for a private call since he, Drake, and Roldier were always there. In that call, I asked him crying that I no longer wanted to work with Drakeout, to which he told me that I had an obsession with Drake. His last words to me were, "Be grateful that we are giving you something. If we were bad people, we would take the character and that's it, since it's ours." Well, they kinda did take the character and gave it to someone else. OWOZU'S founders, they stressed to me how useless Khyo was and that was why they were graduating and that possibly they would no longer use him. When I started the project with them, they made it clear to me that the day I no longer gave voice to Khyo, the three of us would have a get together to find out what would happen with Khyo, the VTuber model, and if the three of us accepted that someone else would voice Khyo, I would get a commission. Money basically. It was all a lie. Merchie would go on to say, I opened a thread to expose the pink agency OWOZU about how they took away my YouTube channel for exploitation, forced me to sell it, and did the same to the other girls. I want to bring this to light to recover the channel that I worked so hard on to stop doing this to more girls. I made Khyo's channel grow with my efforts and I won the rights to the character at the time. These are the proofs that I had it before they took the channel away from me. I have the badge on the channel. There are still videos with my voice. Then they replaced me and did the same to the new one. They forced me to leave my YouTube channel and all the social networks that I managed, such as Twitch, where all the networks grew, thanks to my effort and dedication. I even still have the Twitter linked in my Discord, but I no longer have access to any of them for a long time. Their reason for removing me was because I was not generating enough profit, and if I did not agree to sell the channel, they would still remove me, but without paying. This was not all. They also encouraged me to leave university to perform more, which they achieved. I have no capture of what they told me since they did everything by phone. They even spoke to my mother to convince her. They lied to her that if the channel didn't work, I could keep everything. My mother was happy with that. Seeing the results of the Khyo channel, she accepted that for supporting me. When they OWOZU took me out of the agency, I had a very bad time, since they took away my source of income and broke the deal they made with my mother, forcing me to sell the channel to them for very little. All this affected me and I had a terrible time, but they forced me not to tell anything, threatening to sue me, but they put me on a blacklist and replaced me with another girl to do the voice of Khyo, who they just did the same to the other members of that agency. Furthermore, in order to sell them the channel, they have made the purchase sale contract wrong, since they did not structure it well, have breached it. I cannot show it for privacy reasons. I am willing to appeal for this, since in the contract, I could complain about what was done poorly. For all of this, I want OWOZU to show the contract since they breached it, and I have every right to appeal. The owner of the rights to the character and name gave me the rights, and the agency left them almost unchanged. I am not looking for trouble, just getting back what belongs to me. The channel was mine from the beginning and they took it away from me, as well as all the social networks. Maybe the new girl who replaced me and was expelled agrees that I keep the channel, so I'm willing to talk to this agency to solve this problem peacefully. And in any case, return the money they have given me by buying the channel to remain on good terms, as well as prevent them from continuing to do this to more girls with this way of working using what I started or the work of other members of the agency expelled. OWOZU tells this to the girls they expel. We respect your freedom to do what you want with your networks and character from now on. So I would like OWOZU to do the same with me, give me back my social networks and the character Khyo, which I started, since the contract is wrong. Right, now we move on to Cherrycraft, and this is another ex-OWOZU VTuber. And she's saying, Ostia, the lawyer, is telling me that it is possible that since OWOZU was a shell company, did not pay taxes, it is possible that it does not even affect the confidentiality contract. In it, it specifies the worker, but we were already workers in a company. Who doesn't even pay taxes? Despite having a worker contract, was I really one if the company did not give money? to AFP or taxes, I remind you that it is a Chilean company. Here, that shit has to happen if it wants to be taken seriously. They have to start activities. If you want the reason why the girls are afraid, the contract tells us that they must charge us a minimum of $2,500. That is why the girls are afraid, but my lawyer has already told me they cannot set a minimum amount since the amount for bankruptcy of the contract is determined by a court. So yes, more lines to the tiger, they threatened us with a very high amount of money for a ghost company that had not even started business activities when most of us, signed the contract. Cherrycraft would say, now aside from joking around, there is something I would like to talk about. Recently, many people think that I have some benefit for talking as much as I do. The truth is, yes, I do. I can see justice for my friends, the people I care about, and that our voices won't be ignored and forgotten. I don't care about fame. In fact, out of all of them, I am the one who has gotten the least benefit from all of this. But I don't need it. I am a script writer for children's channels. Target audience is totally different. I am on Twitch only for fun. It is not something I need to live. If I can ask you all for a favor, donate more to my teammates like Raccoon, Nene, Harper, and OWOZU, since they really need it. Well, technically they're ex-OWOZU. I already have a wonderful job with a boss who adores me. Really, the only thing I needed was to express what I had saved for years, and I already achieved it. I have a beautiful boyfriend, friends who adore me, and I'm in my prime and enjoying every moment of it. There you have it. That's the entire OWOZU controversy. So what do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you wouldn't mind, subscribe to the channel. More videos like this one. This is Rex Nebula signing out. Thanks for watching.